Welcome, everybody, to a chilly Football Friday here on KCLY. Bryce Dolan here in Hanover tonight to watch the Wildcats of Hanover host the Indians of St. Paul for your second round, or your third round, mind you, in postseason football play, 8-man football here. Joining me on the broadcast today is our color commentator, Eric Nelson. He'll be joining us here in a few minutes. Also joined with our studio engineer, Bernie Fancella. So welcome, everybody, to the game tonight. Like I said, it is chilly. The wind is blowing. We can see our breath up here in the press box, and the players on the field already have their sideline jackets out. They didn't really make their way to the field till just about maybe 5-10 minutes ago, taking advantage of those warm buses as much as they could. So just a quick look into what we're looking at here tonight between these two teams. Last week, the Indians of St. Paul outscored Lost Springs 80-50 to earn a trip to top-ranked Hanover tonight. Against Lost Springs, St. Paul led 50-20 at halftime before essentially trading scores with Cougars in the second. St. Paul was once again led by Adam Albertini, who had another monster game. The junior back rushed for 336 yards, scored 9 touchdowns in the victory. On the season, Albertini has rushed for over 2,100 yards and 53 touchdowns. Now think about that, ladies and gentlemen. This is on a shortened field, 8-man football. You're talking an 80-yard field. But Albertini and the Indians will face their toughest test tonight now that they made the long trip north here to Hanover to take on the Wildcats. Now, Hanover, they haven't lost a game since the 2015 state championship against Spearville. The Wildcats have won 34 straight games, 35 if you count the forfeit victory over Blue Valley Randolph earlier this season. Now, last week, Hanover advanced with a 78-30 win over Twin Valley League rival Frankfort. We called that game here on KCLY last night, and the Wildcats of Frankfort took Hanover into the fourth quarter before Hanover ended it with 9 minutes left in the fourth. Now, the Wildcats led 34-14 at halftime before exploding for 38 points in the third quarter to lead 72-30. Senior back Carter Bruno was the story for Hanover last week. He led the charge with 183 rushing yards and 5 touchdowns. Bruno is a load to bring down and also returning all-state selection as a linebacker. And also senior quarterback Dakin Stahlbomber added 124 rushing yards and 3 scores for Hanover. And he also passed for 178 yards and 2 more touchdowns through the air in the win over Frankfort. Hanover is big up front with the likes of Jonah Weber standing at 6'4", 250, Gavin Prawley 6'3", 250. The Wildcats also have great skill players on offense with Carter Bruna, Stahlbomber, and Kate Cohorst, while Thomas Atkins may be the best athlete on the field. He was a little quiet last week. We'll see if Coach Matt Hoyer of Hanover gets him involved tonight. Hanover has allowed only 84 total points all season, with the majority of these coming in 2 games. A 50-42 win over number 2 Axtell that forced them to go all 4 quarters, and that was the only game this season this Hanover team has gone all 4 quarters in a football game. And then last week's victory over Frankfort. So this Hanover team has only allowed 84 total points on the season, 42 to Axtell, 30 to Frankfort. That's 72 points. So every other opponent that this 10-0 team has faced, they've held them to 12 points. You do the math, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a quick break here. We're going to come back and take a look at your starters for this matchup. Hanover hosting St. Paul Indians. You're listening to KCLY.
Whether you're building a house or doing a do-it-yourself project, Andy's Hardware and Lumber is your full-service lumber yard and hardware store. They offer a broad range of general hardware needs, a good selection of lumber, paint, power tools, hand tools, plumbing, electrical products, nails, rails, windows, doors, and more. Andy's Hardware and Lumber at Hanover is a reliable source for all your building supplies at competitive prices. They're also big fans of the Hanover Wildcats.
There's no substitute for experience. This is especially true when it comes to agriculture. You've got to have roots in agriculture to be able to offer worthwhile advice to someone who makes their living making things grow. Our ag people know what they're doing. We have years of ag lending experience. Citizen State Bank, Marysville, Waterville, and Hanover. Member FDIC.
We're just making a living, making things grow.
Call Sapp Brothers of Hanover for bulk delivery of gasoline, diesel fuel, propane, and oil. Wherever you live in north central Kansas, Sapp Brothers wants to be your reliable source of energy. Whether it's propane to heat your home or diesel fuel to power your farm equipment, they'll even deliver fuel to the field in your busiest season. From year to year and throughout every season, Sapp Brothers will keep you moving. Call them for a competitive fuel quote at 337-2446.
Jones Trash Service provides residential and commercial waste pickup in Washington County. Their service is affordable, dependable, and professional. Jones Trash Service also offers roll-off containers to support your special projects. Whether it's renovation, cleanup, roof replacement, or yard clearing, they'll deliver the containers to you when you need it and remove it when your job is complete. Contact them for quotes for home or business trash service if you're not already on their route. Jones Trash Service of Washington.
Welcome, everyone. You're listening to 100.9 FM KCLY. Bryce Dolan here with you tonight in Hanover to watch the Hanover Wildcats take on the Indians of St. Paul in this postseason 8-man matchup. And when we left off before this last break, I told you we'd go through our starters. But let's take a look at a couple other matchups that are happening here in the KCLY community. Riley County 8-2 takes on 10-0 Silver Lake. The two Mid-East League rivals will meet to decide who gets a trip to next week's sub-state semifinal. Now, Riley County hasn't defeated Silver Lake in 22 years. The Falcons last bested the Eagles 28-20 in 1996. The two teams met back in Week 3 this season with Silver Lake coming out on top 31-12. Now, that means Silver Lake's lead was just 10-0 at halftime, but the Eagles scored 3 times in the second half. Find a big night from senior quarterback Mason Griffin. Now, on the season, Riley County junior quarterback Garrett Harmison has passed for 1,445 yards and 19 touchdowns. The Falcons are led on the ground by senior Mikey Wagner's 962 yards and 15 scores. Tristan Kolb has added 556 yards and 12 scores. Now, Griffin has thrown for over 1,700 yards and 25 touchdowns for Silver Lake and has only been intercepted once. Senior Christian Stoner has rushed for 1,062 yards and 16 touchdowns on the season. Riley County will have to avoid turnovers tonight and have success with Wagner in the ground game in order to end its long losing streak against Silver Lake. Now, the rest of these games are set to start at 7 o'clock tonight. I believe Marysville is set to start either at 5 or 6 o'clock tonight as well. We are starting early tonight. Kickoff is at 5 o'clock, if you haven't heard. That's why we're here doing pregame already, because these St. Paul Indians made a long trip all the way from the southeast corner of the state all the way up here to Hanover for tonight's matchup. So they decided to go a couple hours early so the Indians could get on the road home and get back at a decent hour tonight. Now, some other matchups going on in the KCLY community tonight is the big one. Hanover's rival, Waverly 9-1 at Axtell 9-1. The pair of one-loss teams will battle for a spot in the state semifinals tonight. Now, Waverly has won 8 straight games since its lone loss of the season, a 20-0 shutout to Madison. They're also 9-1. Bulldogs averaged 48 points a game behind standouts Drew Pyle and Jake Newton. Now, last week, the Bulldogs advanced by beating Southern Coffee County for a second time this season. Now, in last week's 80-30 win over Mankato Rock Hills, Axtell went to the ground game behind boosting 236 yards rushing and 3 scores. Hart also contributed 91 yards and 2 scores on the ground, as the Eagles ran for more than 350 yards. That type of bounce off on offense makes the Eagles a difficult prep for Waverly veteran coach Mike Hevel, who announced he would retire at this season's end, has led the Bulldogs to a 192-70 record with 2 state titles in his 23 seasons. So you bet those Bulldogs are going to play at Axtell tonight like there's nothing left. They're not going to leave anything left on the field with their veteran coach in his last season, and they want to send him out on top. So Axtell definitely has an opponent tonight to deal with. So they're going over the starting lineups here in Hanover tonight, so let's go over them here with you on KCLY. Let's start off with your starters of St. Paul, the St. Paul Indians. At quarterback, Adam Albertini. He's a junior at 157 pounds. His tight end, Kenny Haney, senior. And then also another senior, Keaton Kennedy at running back. Another running back, Colin Carson. He's also a senior. And then Easton Dent, a junior at guard for the Indians. Also another guard for the Indians is Gib Carter. He's a junior. Junior tight end, Chandler Bradshaw. And junior center, Chase Bradshaw. So those are your offensive starters for the St. Paul Indians tonight. Now we have a list of your defensive starters for your Hanover Wildcats. Carter Bruner at linebacker. Tegan Schwartz at linebacker. Justin Nagali at cornerback. Kate Cohorst at linebacker. Colin Juneman at cornerback. Pete Peters at D-end. Gavin Prawley, nose guard. And Jonah Weber is also a D-end. So they're going to do the national anthem here in Hanover, so we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll give you a little bit more pregame stats, and we're going to get this matchup started. You're listening, KCLY.
Hanover Hospital Warren Clinic cares for each member of your family and are committed to providing long-term solutions to your health care. Their primary care physicians provide wellness, screening and diagnostic and treatment services. A comprehensive group of physicians and an array of specialty services can meet your family's health care needs from checkups, illness, injury, and maternity and pediatric services. Hanover Hospital Warren Clinic, helping patients obtain and maintain optimal health. Proud supporters of the Hanover Wildcat.
When snow flies, you think about your beef herd and the quality Purina rations they need to weather Mother Nature's fury. And it's time to think about Farmers Cooperative Fall Cattle Protein Booking. Savings on protein tubs and blocks, range cubes, creep starter, and liquid feeds. All at special pricing to lock in great savings. See your local Purina expert at the Farmers Cooperative to book your order now through November 30th while supplies last.
Farmers Cooperative.
During the holiday season, families gather around to stream Christmas movies, take family selfies, Snapchat kids singing carols, and Instagram their cookie recipes. That's all possible through your Blue Valley Wi-Fi network. Get strong signals and fast internet throughout your home. Sign up for Blue Valley Managed Wi-Fi and hand the hassles to us this holiday season. Get free installation and 3 months free. Find out more at bluevalley.net.
Insuring the Heartland. The Dragaston Insurance Agency and Buckeye Insurance Group can assist you with the best price and product for today's farm insurance. Call the Dragaston Agency at 785-325-2263 and ask for Justin for your complete financial insurance analysis and quote. The Dragaston Agency and Buckeye Insurance Group provide quality products and service in today's market. Customer service is what they offer, along with fair premiums and personal contact. The Dragaston Agency in Washington and Concordia.
Welcome back to Hanover tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Bryce Dolan here with you on KCLY for your matchup. Your Hanover Wildcats hosting the Indians of St. Paul in your 8-man football matchup here. And it's a chilly night in Hanover. They're still on the ground. The field had to be brushed off with snow. And we're sitting here in the press box trying to keep warm. Our heater's going next to us. We have about several heaters in here in the press box, and I count 4 down on the field. The captains are meeting at midfield right now with the officials. Just to give you a description of what I'm seeing here, ladies and gentlemen, there's white all around, a dimming field of green. Hanover in their sideline jackets huddled around 3 heaters, and St. Paul, Indians of St. Paul, also huddled around 1 heater, also in their sideline jackets. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, just little over 2 minutes left here on the game clock before we get this matchup started. Let's give you a little bit of a history here. Both teams played for state titles a year ago, with Hanover capturing its 2nd straight 8-man Division II championship, and St. Paul finishing runner-up in 8-man Division I. On the season, St. Paul is 9-1. Hanover is undefeated at 10-0. Hanover has been on the fast track to a three-peat this year, with only 1 game going the distance, a 50-42 shootout win over Axtell. St. Paul fell 44-36 to Sedan in the season opener and has won 9 straight. The Indians have hitched their offense to workhorse Adam Albertini, who has delivered with a monster season, rushing for over 2,100 yards and 49 touchdowns. Now, last week's 80-50 win over Center, Albertini ran for 335 yards and 9 touchdowns, giving him 596 yards total and 15 scores in 2 playoff games. Hanover's blowouts have led to modest season stats, but Carter Bruna, he's the animal, ran for 5 touchdowns in last week's 78-30 win over Frankfurt. And senior quarterback Dakin Stahlbomber added 3 rushing touchdowns and threw for 2 scores. St. Paul Indians 9-1 at Hanover here tonight, 10-0. We're about ready for action. Just over a minute left before this game gets started. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to KCLY.
B&W Electric in Hanover provides every customer with outstanding electrical services. From rewiring jobs, installations, new construction, and even backhoe work, they are ready to tackle any project for your home or business. They also carry Rheem air conditioners and furnace units if yours needs replacing. With attention to detail and a sense of pride in their work, B&W Electric will complete any job with professionalism. Have them check your system and go with a Rheem AC or furnace for year-round comfort.
At Wilbur Ellis, we help wheat growers start strong and finish even stronger with healthier plants, higher yields, and maximize profit potential. I'm Kenny, and we have a 3-way blend of seed wheat and multiple varieties with treatment options available for your field needs. We can build build, blend, deliver, and even apply your weed starter. Contact Wilbur Ellis to get the most acre after acre with field-tested solutions, personalized plans, and the right team of people to help you grow wheat that adds up to success.
Welcome back, everyone. Bryce Dolan here with you on 100.9 FM KCLY. Joined here tonight with my color commentator, Eric Nelson, and our studio engineer, Bernie Fanstella. We are almost set here to get action started in Hanover. It looks like Hanover will be receiving and returning for the beginning of this ball game, and St. Paul is set to kick off. Set to kick off for St. Paul is 64, even Murillo. Colin Juneman set to return for Hanover. And the kick is away. Juneman picks the ball about the 5-yard line. He's got enough room in front of him to try to make something of it. He's trying to get behind some blockers, and he's brought down just behind the 30-yard line, and it's going to be Hanover offense setting up for their first series. It looks like they're going to mark it at about the 32. Eric Nelson with us on the color tonight. Eric, thanks for making the trip, man.
Of course. My pleasure.
Eric and I have called several games before, and this is the first time KCLY listeners are introduced to Mr. Nelson tonight, so we appreciate him making the trip on this chilly football Friday. Here we go. Hanover set for their first offensive series. Dagan Stahlbomber directly under center. He's going to turn it off and hand it off to you-know-who. Number 2, Carter Bruna. Carter Bruna making contact at the line of scrimmage, and he's not going to stop until he's brought down to about a 2-3 yard gain on the play. Now, Eric, I want you to notice something tonight, and you can tell our listeners about this a little bit later, but Carter Bruna, he's a monster for this Hanover team. He makes contact at the line of scrimmage almost every time he gets the ball, but he doesn't go down until he gets at least 3 yards on the play. Like right there, that sets him up for a 2nd and 6, so a 4-yard run by Carter Bruna. Here we go, Hanover again. Stahlbomber now in the shotgun. He's going to get the snap, handed off to Bruna once again. Bruna up the middle, dodging a couple tacklers, and he's brought down after a couple hard-fought yards there.
Just turning his legs, just keeps running and running. You're right. He's definitely not wanting to go down.
5 scores last week against Frankfurt on the ground. 5 rushing touchdowns from Carter Bruna.
Yeah, that's some good stats right there. 5 touchdowns in a pretty big win there.
All right, they're marching towards midfield. Ball now at the 35, 3rd and 3, 10 minutes, 50 seconds to go. No score yet early on in the ball game. Hanover marching on St. Paul. 3rd and 3, Dakin Stahlbomber. He's going to go in shotgun. He's got Brunner to his left, 2 spread out to the far side. He's going to get the snap. He's going to look to pitch it, but he's going to keep it and find some room up the middle, find some room around some defenders, dances around some would-be tacklers for a nice gain and a first down.
Yeah, he was just kind of sitting there trying to figure out what he wanted to do, Stahlbomber, and decided to just run up the middle there. Had plenty of room.
Bruna, Stahlbomber, Atkins, Juneman. Those are 4 names you're going to hear a lot tonight. They're going to be a major factor for this Hanover team. They have been already in this team's great success, going for their 36th straight win tonight. That brings up a first down, 1st and 10 ball on the 36. Hanover now over midfield. 10 minutes, 22 seconds to go. Stahlbomber directly under center, turns around, hands it off to Bruna. Bruna brought down just over the line of scrimmage.
That was actually a pretty big hit there by number 11, Adam Albertini. He probably one of the few times we're going to see him just get taken down right to the ground.
That's right. That is Carter Bruna once again getting the call, already handling the ball a number of times on this first offensive series. Now under 10 minutes to go in the first. Stahlbomber, he's going directly under center. Bruna directly behind him, 1 spread out to the far side. Stahlbomber's going to turn around, and he's going to fake the handoff to Bruna and take it around the far side. Finds the corner, finds some room, and dances out of bounds just after that first down marker.
Yeah, that was actually a great keeper there by Stahlbomber. I thought he was handing it off as well, but he just turned up around the corner and got the first down.
That's why this Hanover team is so hard to stop. You got a strong runner in Bruna, and then you have a senior quarterback, Dakin Stahlbomber, who makes very intelligent decisions. He could have gave it to Bruna there, and Bruna could have got a couple yards, but decided to keep it himself and get the first down.
Yep, very good call, very good call.
1st and 10, 9 minutes, 48 seconds to go. Ball on the 25. Hanover marching it down the field, having no problem here on offense. Stahlbomber, he's going to hand it off to you-know-who, Carter Bruna. And Bruna's brought down immediately after he gets about 3-4 yards on the play, but not until after he made some contact.
Yeah, that's, St. Paul's just trying their best, trying to figure out how they're going to stop this guy, and I don't see how they're going to do it.
And that's something that Matt Hoyer, Coach Hoyer, does for Hanover is he studies these teams in the first quarter, and then in the second quarter, and if they make it to the third quarter, if they don't get pointed, Hanover just starts to blow past their opponents. Coach Hoyer, a great football mind. 2nd and 5, 9 minutes to go. Ball now on the 20-yard line. A 5-yard pickup there by Hanover. Stahlbomber, he's going to take the handoff and keep it. He's coming around the near side here, but he can't find room around the corner, and he's brought down by several defenders from St. Paul.
It looked like Albertini there and Keaton Kennedy might have actually might look like they might have missed Stallbomber there, but decided to square up and were able to take him down.
And it does look like they're moving a little slow tonight, but I definitely think that the weather plays a factor.
little chilly here. A little chilly here tonight.
We're sitting right next to our space heater up here in the press box, and you can still see our breath. It is a chilly one. Good thing we're 2 hours early tonight. Here we go. Third and a couple yards here. 3rd and 2. Stallbomber directly under center. He's going to step back, hand it off to Carter Bruna. Carter Bruna knocking some tacklers off, puts out the stiff arm, and he's in for a touchdown. That was a nice stiff arm to number 60, Chandler Bradshaw for St. Paul. And a 25-yard touchdown run for Carter Bruna.
It looked like Bradshaw was actually going to be able to take him down, and like we said before, though, I mean, Bruna's just a big guy. He's not going to go down very easy. Puts out the arm and gets in there for the score.
Bruna is a strong runner for this Hanover team. We've said it time and time again, and you're going to hear it all night tonight. Hanover setting up for a 2-point conversion. Stallbomber directly under center. Bruna directly behind him. He fakes the pitch. He's going to hand it off. He's going to do the fake pitch, and he's going to turn around and hand it off to Tegan Schwartz, and he's in for a 2-point conversion. That was a short run.
That was a good little play there. Almost looked like Statue of Liberty-esque in a way there, but good little fake, and just Schwartz just kind of plowed over the St. Paul defender to get that 2-pointer.
All right, 8 minutes, 25 seconds left here in the first quarter of the ball game. Hanover leading early, 8-0. We'll be right back.
Speech development is very important in a child's life. Clay County Medical Center has speech therapy services that help children speak, communicate, and understand language. From speech fluency and stuttering, articulation, autism spectrum disorders, literacy and vocabulary, feeding and oral motor skills, and more for infants to adolescents. If you'd like to make an appointment with speech therapist Megan Gefeller at Clay County Medical Center, please call 632-2144. Clay County Medical Center in Clay Center, Kansas.
Disappointed in this year's yields? Have Central Valley Ag do fall soil sampling and make sure your fields have all the nutrients next year's crop needs. CVA soil sampling crews are ready to go as soon as your combines are out of the field. Grid or zone sampling can guide fall variable rate fertilizer application and let you know if you're short on any trace minerals. Talk to your CVA field sales agronomist about building a fertility game plan for next spring and beyond. You and Central Valley Ag, growing agriculture together.
And we're back here in Hanover. Wildcats leading the Indians early, 8-0 with just over 8 minutes left in the first quarter. 25-yard touchdown run by Carter Bruna. The kick is off, and it looks like it's not going to be returned too far by the St. Paul Indians. That was number 11, Adam Albertini, making it happen on defense, making it happen on special teams, and he's going to be back out here on offense. He returns that one to about their own 25-yard line.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a shorter kick. I think Albertini was kind of expecting that thing to go a little bit deeper. He got it off the one bounce, and away St. Paul's offense is on the field now. A few weather factors we got to take in tonight, Nelson, is the wind, the cold, and the condition of this field, too. Albertini, he's going to go in the shotgun. He's got 2 running backs in the backfield with him, and it looks like the officials are going to call this one off, and it looks like there's a flag before they get the snap off. Yeah, I don't know if it was just delay a game or what. A false start there. Okay. So false start on St. Paul on their first play of the game. You know, Hanover opponents are having a tough time on the first play of the game. Last week, Frankfurt fumbled on the first snap of the game. They got the ball first, and they fumbled right away to start the game. Now St. Paul goes on offense for the first time. Penalty. Yeah, that's never a good way to start, but we'll see if Albertini back in the shotgun once again, see if he can make up for it. Albertini, he's going to get the snap, and he's going to just try to run and find some blockers around the far side, and he's brought down at the line of scrimmage by that tough Hanover defense. Eric, one thing I shared with our listeners, and if you were just joining us, you didn't hear this earlier, Hanover has held their opponents to 82 points on the season. 42 points came from Axtell, 30 points came from their opponent last night. That means there has been 8 other opponents they've held to a total of 12 points. Yeah, that's just good defense right there. I mean, you can't be complaining too much if you're a Hanover fan on the defensive side. That's right. Albertini in the shotgun, or directly under center this time. He's going to fake the handoff, and he's going to pitch it to the near corner. And that was a pitch to number 18, Keaton Kennedy. Kennedy fumbled the pitch, and Hanover sideline going crazy. It looks like they recovered it. I didn't see who recovered that fumble there. I think it was number either 8 or 12 there for Hanover. I think it was Tegan Schwartz there. So Tegan Schwartz with a takeaway there, a bobbled pitch that was intended
intended for an Indian offensive player, goes to the ground, and Tegan Schwartz is able to swallow it up for the Hanover Wildcats.
Yeah, Albertini there was in the shotgun and decided to pitch it last second to Keaton Kennedy, number 18, and he just couldn't handle it.
Kennedy couldn't pull it in. Hanover ball, 1st and 10 on the Indians' own 25-yard line.
And like you said before, I mean, if you're going to be turning the ball over, you're going to be having a tough time against Hanover tonight.
Last week, we saw Hanover be able to flip field position in just one play. So in this field position, they are dangerous. Stahlbomber directly under center. He's going to back out. He's going to throw it. And he finds a receiver downfield in some open field. And that's another Wildcat touchdown. That was number 21, Colin Juneman. And one play after a turnover from St. Paul, the Hanover Wildcats are able to capitalize and turn it into 6. That was a 25-yard touchdown catch to Colin Juneman.
Yeah, that's the way to capitalize off of a turnover right there. And I think if you're the Wildcats, you got to be pretty happy with that.
You can't do it any better than that. Now they're setting up for a 2-point conversion. Stahlbomber directly under center. He's going to turn around and pitch it to Bruno. Bruno's just trying to find some room around the far side. Dodges a would-be tackler and backs into the end zone, and it's good. Hanover Wildcats up early in this ball game. It's 16-0. 7.5 minutes left in the first quarter. We're going to take another quick break.
TSI Kansas now offers 24/7 road service for your repair needs. You can rely on TSI to get you back on the road and at a fair price. Whether it's tires, brakes, or engine trouble, our skilled mechanics can get you back in the field or on the road. So if you find yourself broke down on the road or on the farm, call TSI Kansas, your local full-service diesel repair shop. 785-632-5183.
Welcome back to Hanover. 7 minutes, 31 seconds on the scoreboard here. Hanover able to capitalize one play after a fumble by St. Paul and turn it into 8 points, up 16-0. Eric, what are you seeing here tonight?
Well, it's just looking like St. Paul might be a little overmatched. Hanover might be a little too disciplined, and we'll just kind of see if they can maybe pick it up a little bit and take care of the ball.
That's right. St. Paul lost their first game of the season, rattled off 9 straight wins to get here to tonight here in Hanover. 9-1 on the season. Hanover 10-0, but seeking their 36th straight win and a three-peat state championship. Hanover here set to kick off back to St. Paul and see if the Indians can get some points on the board to break that goose egg on the scoreboard. Carter Bruna holding the ball to help with the kickoff. And it is a high kickoff from the Wildcats. It doesn't really go much past midfield. It lands about the 30-yard line. St. Paul was able to return it. That was number 26 for St. Paul. Colin Carlson able to get back to about the 33, 32-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like Carlson almost was going to bobble that that kick too. I mean, it's tough when the ball's getting hung up in the air and you're trying to figure out where it's going to go.
That ball was really high. It only made it to about the 30-yard line, so maybe about a 3-yard return for St. Paul there. But they do set up shop with their offense. 1st and 10 on their own 33, 7 minutes, 27 seconds to go. Hanover 16, St. Paul nothing. Albertini in the shotgun. He's going to get the snap. He's looking for a blocker, going to run it up the middle, tries to make a cutback, and he gets caught at the line of scrimmage. That was Carter Bruna tripping him up at the feet, and he gets a hard-fought, probably 5 yards on the play.
Yeah, that's a tough run right there. I mean, Albertini's been trying to do some damage on the defensive side of the ball, and looks like he's going to be a big part of the offense now, and that's just a hard-fought run there.
So after a hard-fought 5 yards, it's 2nd and 5. However, St. Paul was able to make it over midfield, get to their own 37-yard line. Clock continues to tick down, 6 minutes, 50 seconds to go. Hanover up 16-0. Albertini brings his offensive unit out. He's got one running back to his right side and one to the wing back here. He's going to get the shotgun snap. He's going to hand it off right up the middle, and he's brought down almost immediately, maybe a gain of a yard on the play. Kennedy with the carry there for St. Paul.
Yeah, that defensive front there for Hanover is just not really relenting too many yards there, but that was a pretty decent run from Kennedy. Didn't look like he had much going on. Was still able to get a couple yards out of it.
You got big 88 Jonah Weber, junior, 6'4", 250, clogging up the middle there for the Hanover defense. Albertini coming out in shotgun. He's got two receivers spread out to the far side. He's getting the snap. He's looking to pass right away. He decides to keep it and go up the middle. He finds some room in front of him and gets a first down for St. Paul. A good run there by Albertini. Good decision to keep it and run with it.
Yeah, Albertini, it looked like he was really going to it was looking like he really wanted to pass that ball, but he decided to, tuck it and run. He had plenty of room there in the middle.
Smart decision. He could have tried to go for a home run and aired it out. Could have been a little risky, but decided to keep it on the ground and be a little bit more conservative and picked up a good first down for St. Paul. That sets him up 1st and 10 on Hanover's 32-yard line. 5 minutes, 50 seconds to go in the ball game. Wildcats lead the Indians 16-0. Albertini in the shotgun. He's got two spread out to the far side. He's looking to pass it again. Let's see if he does. He does air it out, and that was looks like it was intended for Kenny Haney on the play, and that falls incomplete.
Yeah, Haney was open there for just for a short second. It looked like he did about a 5-8 yard curl there and had some space, but Albertini just wasn't able to get it.
One thing I'm noticing here, Eric, is that the penetration by the front of Hanover Wildcats is just absolutely insane tonight. You got Jonah Weber on the far side. In the middle for Hanover, you have the nose guard, Gavin Prawley, and then Pete Peters up on the front line, and they're just getting some major penetration for the Wildcats.
Yeah, the Wildcats are having to roll the pocket just to try to keep him safe.
All right, here we go. Albertini in the shotgun, fakes handoff. He's going to try to find some room on the near side, and he does. Probably about a 5-yard run on the play, a hard, fast 5 yards, and he's brought down hard on the out-of-bounds line on the Hanover sideline. That brings up 6 yards, 7 yards, 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 3 on the play.
Albertini, he's got a little speed to him. He's not very slow at all. He found that little gap there on the edge, and he just decided to take it off, and that was real quick.
It's easy to pick out the athletes in these games. Albertini already calling his name on defense, special teams, and of course leading this offensive unit. Albertini in the shotgun. He gets the snap. He's looking to run behind his running back, Keaton Kennedy. He finds a couple yards there and refuses to go down after shedding some would-be tacklers and gets a nice first down for St. Paul.
It was looking like he was going to be stopped short there, but he just kept turning those legs, and almost like Carter Bruna there for Hanover, he just won't go down.
We were talking about the weather being a factor tonight. You got the wind. We're in the press box, so we're not really affected, but it has a bite to it tonight.
Very cold.
The cold weather makes the ball hard. It doesn't bounce very far, which probably affected that high kick.
Yep.
And also, when you get hit, it hurts more.
It hurts. It definitely doesn't feel good, especially when you're in these high teens, got the wind blowing. It's tough out there.
It's cold here in Hanover tonight, 16-0. It looks like Albertini is going to hand it off to his teammate, or he's going to keep it, and try to find some room on the far side. And he's brought down by Carter Bruna after a good gain on the play. After no gain on first down, it looks about to be 8-yard gain, 2nd and 3.
Yeah, that was another good run. I mean, Albertini's being patient. He's realizing that Hanover is not going to give him anything up the middle, so just trying to follow some blockers and get some yards.
Correction, they didn't run the play before that. It was 1st and 10, and they got 7 yards, 2nd and 3. That was my mistake there. And it looks like Albertini is going to be brought down in the backfield. He didn't have any time on that play. He got the shotgun snap, and he was immediately being chased by the Hanover defense.
Kate Cohorst, number 16 for Hanover, was in the backfield right as that ball was snapped. That was a great time play by Hanover.
A strong Wildcat defense, as they have been all season. We're seeing them here tonight. Despite these chilling weather conditions, the sun is starting to go down. We were blessed with a 5 p.m. kickoff tonight to help the travel time with the St. Paul Indians tonight, clear in the southeast corner of the state. About a 4-hour trip up here to Hanover.
Oh, wow.
Here we go. 3 minutes, 50 seconds. Wildcats leading 16-0. 3rd and 7 now for St. Paul. Albertini in the shotgun. He gets the snap. He's looking to do something with it, and he can't make anything out of nothing. And he maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage to make it 4th and 7 for the Indians.
Yeah, that's just tough right there. Plenty of Hanover players there in the middle. I think they kind of had that one sniffed out, and St. Paul just wasn't able to get anything.
Yeah, the defense did not get fooled there as they set up St. Paul for a long 4th down. Let's see what Coach Watrick does for St. Paul. It looks like he's going to take a timeout on this 4th and 7, and so are we. It's 3 minutes, 22 seconds left in the first quarter. Hanover Wildcats leading St. Paul Indians 16-0.
I'm going to get right to the point. Flu vaccines. Get it? No, I mean, do you get the flu shot? It's the best way to avoid getting the flu and spreading it to other people. Patterson Health Mart Pharmacy has the flu vaccines available for adults, seniors, and children 12 and above. Protect yourself from the influenza virus this season. Protect those around you. Don't miss your shot. Visit Patterson Health Mart Pharmacy for your flu vaccine in Clay Center, Abilene, and Salina.
Many seed companies claim to offer the latest genetics, but how many have tested those genetics in soils just like yours? The Oldie Seed Know to Grow Research Program has fully tested the latest seed genetics in soils that are right in your neighborhood. The Oldie Seed Know to Grow program can recommend the best performing hybrids from technologies like Enlist, Extend, and Liberty Link that will optimize the yield and profit of every acre on your farm. Contact Oldie Seed today.
Here in Hanover tonight, Bryce Dolan here on KCLY, joined by my color commentator Eric Nelson and our studio engineer Bernie Fancella. 3 minutes, 22 seconds to go. St. Paul Indians 4th and 7 on Hanover's 15-yard line, and they're going for it. Albertini in the shotgun. He motions his receiver. He's going to get it, and he's just going to try to run it right away. He finds some room. Is he able to get to that first down marker? Let's see where they're marking him. He's close, but it looks like they're going to mark him maybe just short, less than a yard, it looks like.
Yeah, Albertini had a man in motion. That was number 60 for the Indians, Chandler Bradshaw. And it looks like we're going to take their officials taking a timeout to do a little bit of measurement here. It's going to be close. Maybe a couple inches short if he is short.
So I thought they put the ball over in between the 10 and the 15-yard line, but they put it between the 10 and the 5. This could be a favorable spot for the St. Paul Indians. They're bringing out the chains right now.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to be right at about that 10-yard line, but we'll see how it goes.
There we go. They're pulling the chain now, and the Wildcat defense is celebrating, and the officials are pointing the opposite way. Hanover, going from right to left, if you're looking at your radio dials, was able to stop St. Paul on the 4th and 7. They were probably about 8 inches short, and that's a turnover on downs, Wildcat ball.
Albertini had Chandler with him in motion. It looked like he actually was going to get a pretty good block there on the edge, but I think it was number 5, Stahlbommer, looked like he just kind of cut in and took Albertini down on the legs and chopped him down at the 10-yard line.
The senior quarterback making a play on defense for Hanover as well. Now Hanover will take over on their own 10-yard line, 1st and 10. Stahlbommer in the shotgun. He's going to get the snap and hand it off to Bruna. Bruna trying to find some room up the middle, and he does. And he's brought down after a good maybe 6 yards on the blade. Maybe they're going to mark him 7. Another strong run by Carter Bruna. Hanover Wildcats in their white helmets, blue jerseys, white numbers, and dark gray pants tonight. And your St. Paul Indians are in their white jerseys, white helmets, with maroon numbers and maroon pants.
Colin Carlson, number 26 there, looks like he's playing inside linebacker, kind of shifting around everywhere. Made a great solid tackle there on Bruna, but that was after about another 6 or 7 yards on the ground for him.
About a 7-yard gain. They're marking him 2nd and 3, Hanover on their own 16-yard line. Stahlbommer directly under center. He's going to turn around, and he's going to fake the handoff. He's going to keep it himself around the far corner. Finds some room behind a blocker, and he does it. He's away, the 30, the 25, the 20. He tripped up at the shoelaces at the 20-yard line. Stahlbommer almost breaking it for what would have been a touchdown.
That was a great touchdown-saving play by Colin Carlson, number 26 again. I think we're going to be calling his name a lot for the Indians tonight, but that was so close. That is the definition of shoestring.
That was exactly what Eric said. The definition of a shoestring tackle, a touchdown-saving shoestring tackle. 16-0, 2 minutes, 18 seconds to go. Hanover flipping field position here on one play, now on St. Paul's 23-yard line. 1st and 10. Stahlbommer, he's going to get handed off to Bruna. Bruna's trying to find some room on the near side here. He shoves off some tacklers, but he's finally brought down at about the 15-yard line.
Easton Dent and Colin Carlson for the Indians looked like they might have actually were able to stop him at the line of scrimmage. But Bruna said, no, we're not doing that. I'm going to stiff arm you and we're going to go.
He literally, it's like he said no. He shook his shoulders off and just shook them both off and kept going for another couple yards. They marked him just short of that 15. Looks like they're going to put him at the 16. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 3rd. So a good 7-yard run there by Bruna once again.
It's such an asset to have a running back who just doesn't want to go down. He just turning his legs.
Bruna, a strong runner. Stahlbommer directly under center. He's going to fake the pitch to Bruna and take it himself off the middle, trying to find some room. Gets off a tackler, and he finds the corner of the end zone for a Wildcat touchdown. So a 3rd score in the first quarter, a 16-yard run by Stahlbommer.
That was such a great play by Stahlbommer. He had Chandler Bradshaw, number 60, had him dead to rights, and he does a little shoulder shrug, jukes him out of his shoes and just kind of walks in there for the touchdown.
Like I said, Stahlbomber, also a great football mind, like his coach, Matt Hoyer, makes some great decisions in that senior quarterback position. Now they're going for two. Stahlbomber directly under center. Gets a snap. He's going to turn around and pitch it to Bruna. It was a high pitch, but Bruna able to bring it in, but not quite able to get to that two-point conversion goal line, and that two-point conversion is no good. So, with 1 minute, 20 seconds left, St. Paul was able to stop Hanover's two-point conversion, but not Stahlbomber's 16-yard touchdown run. That brings their score 22-0. 1 minute, 20 seconds left in your first quarter. We'll be right back.
Farming and ranching isn't just your livelihood, it's your life. No one understands that better than Farm Bureau Financial Services. As the #1 farm insurer in Kansas, we offer comprehensive coverage that protects your farm and ranch, machinery, livestock, and so much more. We make it simple to get customized coverage in one policy with one premium and one deductible when you need it most. Contact Farm Bureau agents Justin Tadman and Michael Hodges in Clay Center to learn more about smarter insurance for agriculture. Farm Bureau Property and Casualty Insurance Company, Western Agricultural Insurance Company.
A cold night here in Hanover tonight as it's starting to get a little darker and the field lights are coming on, the Friday night lights. A football Friday here in Hanover. 1 minute, 20 seconds left. Hanover leading St. Paul Indians 22-0 in here. Joining me here at the game, our color commentator, Eric Nelson.
Bryce, I'm excited to be calling football again. I got to tell you, I haven't called since our days back at UNK.
That's right.
On 91.1 and doing some college football games. It's exciting to be back in a booth.
I didn't think you'd make the drive down here because it is a little desolate down here, but you made her, and I'm glad you did. And we're going to see a great football game here tonight, especially from the Hanover Wildcats. Hanover kicking off St. Paul. Again, another super high kick that doesn't really go past the 30, 25-yard line, and it looked like St. Paul touched the ball and couldn't bring it in, and Hanover was able to swallow it up, and that's Hanover ball.
Keaton Kennedy made the mistake of trying to grab that ball. Like you said, just skyrocketed kickoff, and he just made a little bit of a poor decision there, and it's going to be Hanover ball.
A devastating decision, as that is going to set up Hanover for great field position now on St. Paul's own 26-yard line. We're not out of the first quarter. 1 minute, 17 seconds to go. 22-0, Hanover leads St. Paul. And that's the second turnover St. Paul's given Hanover tonight. The last one was a fumble, and Hanover was able to turn it into 6 in the first play.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate right there.
Stahlbomber directly under center. He's going to air it out. And what do you know? Pete Peters in the end zone for a 26-yard touchdown pass from Stahlbomber. So again, one play after the turnover, and it's 6 points for the Wildcats.
Yeah, St. Paul's you're finally getting it understood that you're going to turn the ball over. Hanover is going to capitalize, and if you're the Indians, you're thinking it's unfortunate, but they got to buckle down and get something figured out. Try to stop something, make some better decisions with the ball.
Absolutely. Wildcats, all Wildcats tonight. 28-0. 1 minute, 12 seconds to go after a botched kick return from St. Paul. Hanover able to turn it into 6 in one play. A 26-yard touchdown catch from Pete Peters. Now Hanover trying to go for 2. Stahlbomber directly under center. And as the ball is snapped, it looks like the refs are going to throw out a flag. Looks like it's going to be called on Hanover. Looks like they're going to be backing up here, and it's going to be a false start. So that's going to give them a little bit extra yards to pick up here on this 2-point conversion try. And let's see if the St. Paul Indian defense can get another stop on this 2-point try.
Yeah, well, that just helps out St. Paul. Couple more yards is going to make it a little bit more difficult for Hanover to get it, but we'll see how it goes.
Stahlbomber directly under center on this 2-point try. He gets the snap. He's looking to pass now, and he's chased out of the pocket to the far side. He's going to air it out across his body. Oh, it's missed and caught. 2-point conversion is good. I can't see that number who caught that there.
Wow.
21, Colin Juneman with the tip catch after a would-be defender for St. Paul tips that pass, so Juneman could haul it in. So after that 2-point try, 30-0. 1 minute, 12 seconds left here in Hanover in the first quarter. We'll take another quick break.
Fly through fall with fast and free internet. Twin Valley is offering to give you the first 2 months of Pulse 100 megabits or Pulse Gig internet free. You'll fall in love with having faster speeds from Twin Valley Pulse. Plus, you'll also be automatically entered to win some cool prizes, including a smart TV, a drone, golf swing analyzer, a body camera, and much more in their fall drawings held now through November 30th. Service availability and speeds depend on location. Call Twin Valley at 800-515-3311.
Welcome back, everyone. Bryce Dolan and Eric Nelson here with you in Hanover tonight on 100.9 FM. We're not out of the first quarter yet. Hanover Wildcats pulling away 30-0 after a 26-yard touchdown catch to Pete Peters from Dalton Stahlbomber, and then a 2-point touchdown or a 2-point conversion catch by Colin Juneman. Carter Bruner's going to take over on the kickoff for Hanover Wildcats. The last few kicks have been pretty high and short for Hanover. Able to actually pick up that last one. That was going to roll out of the end zone for a touchback.
Yeah, Keaton Kennedy decided to. He thought about trying to pick that up and run it back, but it trickles into the end zone and looks like it's going to be taken out to the 20-yard line, 15-yard line.
It's hard to win a ball game when you have 2 turnovers, and the first play after each of those turnovers is 6 points.
Yeah, you're going to have a tough night. I mean, Hanover's been so good so far on offense already, and St. Paul, to their credit, they did have their last offensive drive. They were picking some yards up on the ground.
Absolutely. Albertini directly under center. He's going to fake the handoff. He's looking to throw it, and he decides to run it. He finds some room in front of him, finding a blocker. He finds a lot of room in front of him, a lot of field, and he gets out of bounds, but not until after he gets a first down.
That was a good little scamper. He was looking to pass. I think it looked out like to number 65, Chase Bradshaw. And, that was number 60, Chandler Bradshaw. And was covered up, decided to scoot it up the field. And again, he's showcasing that he does have that speed, and he almost had the corner there.
And give it up for Albertini. I don't know how tall he is, but just looking at it on the field, going up against the 6'4", 250-pound Jonah Weber on the other side of the line has got to be a little intimidating.
A little bit. Albertini's maybe 5'10" to 5'11".
Albertini now in the shotgun. He gets the snap, and immediately a flag is thrown on the field. We might have a false start here. We see Peters and Weber cupping their hands, and now is Dayton Shockley clapping his hands out there. And it is a false start on St. Paul. So after a good scamper there by Albertini to pick up a first down, they're going to march back 5 yards because of a false start.
Yeah, and those little mental mistakes are definitely going to be hurting you in the end of the time. As it looks like St. Paul's taking a timeout here. With about a minute left in the first quarter.
1 minute, 2 seconds left. Hanover leads St. Paul 30-0. Indians take a timeout, and so are we. You're listening to KCLY.
We know what you're trying to grow isn't just a crop, it's your legacy. That's why Nutrient Ag Solutions supplies quality seed for our ag producers. Premium seed products such as Asgrow, DeKalb, Dynagrow, and LG Seed are proven performers in the field when it comes to great seed and service, plus tools and technologies that help you manage your acres more profitably. You want a seed that works as hard as you do. Contact Nutrient Ag Solutions. Ask about cash and volume discounts and 0% internal financing for Nutrient Ag Solutions.
Welcome back to Hanover, everyone. 1 minute, 2 seconds left in the first quarter. That's right, we had a 5 p.m. kickoff. We are not at the first quarter yet. It's already 5:30. And speaking of 5:30, Hanover leads St. Paul 30-0 tonight.
Yeah, Hanover's been having their way with the Indians. We have had 2 early turnovers, 2 fumbles for the Indians, and Hanover's capitalizing with 2 plays and 2 touchdowns.
They're able to get 2-point conversions, too, so that's 16 points off of 2 turnovers. Here we go. Albertini in the shotgun for St. Paul. He's going to get the snap, and he's going to find some room past some blockers and gets back that 5 yards after a penalty, gets back just over the original line of scrimmage, about a 6-yard gain on the play. That's going to set up maybe a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, St. Paul actually got some pretty good blocking there on the front edge, on the line there, and that was actually kind of the first time that I've seen Hanover's defensive line kind of get pushed around there.
Yes, Hanover's defense really has been manhandling that offensive line tonight, making some penetration. 30 seconds left in the first quarter. It's now 2nd and 7 for the St. Paul Indians. Albertini in the shotgun. He's going to get the snap. He's going to take it to the near side here, looking to find a blocker, and he does, and he's not brought down until after he gets a first down. Brought down kind of awkwardly there by number 2, Carter Bruna for Hanover.
Yeah, and Albertini just pops right back up. He's looks like he's going to be a tough guy, and he's not. He's also, like we said, Carter Bruna. Not easy to take down. Albertini has proven the same thing. He's not going to just go down easily.
I don't know how tall Albertini is, but he has 157 pounds. So Jonah Weber's 250. He's got 100 pounds on you. That's got to be a bit intimidating. Albertini Jr. showing some great playing here tonight for this Indian offense. Albertini with the shotgun snap, and he's going to run right away with it, a designed quarterback run. Gets a good 4 yards on the play, and that's going to do it for your first quarter. So with the first quarter completed in tonight's matchup, Hanover Wildcats lead 30-0 here in Hanover. We'll be right back.
Agriculture. Our country was built on it. Our children are fed by it. No one quite understands the unique needs of the farmer like United Bank and Trust. Whether you raise crops or livestock, you need the right equipment at the right time. Our ag loans can help you acquire and maintain that equipment when and where you need it. Contact one of our experienced ag lenders today. United Bank and Trust. Banking for your way of life. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Owens Corning Insulation is a great choice for lowering energy costs and reducing outside noise levels. Hometown Lumber and Hardware offers the use of their blower with the purchase of ProCat blow-in insulation. It's quick and easy to apply, and you can blow it in as thick as needed to maximize energy efficiency. The rolled batting is also available if you'd rather install it by hand or there's only a small space to insulate. Keep the heat in and the cold air out with Owens Corning Insulation at Hometown Lumber and Hardware in Marysville.
Welcome back to Hanover, everyone. 30-0 at the start of our second quarter, and these teams are going to flip-flop field positions. Now looking at your radio dials, the Indians are going from right to left, and Hanover now defending. It's going to be 2nd and 6. Ball on the 33-yard line. Albertini, he's going to get the snap, and he's brought down after maybe about a yard gain on the play. No, lost a yard probably on the play.
Yeah, Albertini, that's the first time on this offensive possession where Hanover's defense has actually been able to kind of get back into the backfield there, and unfortunately Albertini just didn't have enough room. Like we said, he's quick, he's agile, but he just couldn't get away from the Wildcats.
We do have to give the Indians some credit. I mean, the score's 30-0, but 2 of those scores are off of 2 turnovers, giving Hanover great field position. And then really, they've had a great offensive series that got ended in a turnover on downs, and let's see if they can capitalize on this offensive series. As Albertini, he's going to pitch it to his teammate as he finds some room around the outside edge. That was Kenny Haney there for St. Paul, and he's not brought down until he gets first down.
Yeah, actually, that was Keaton Kennedy, number 18 there, but he just, that was another powerful run. I mean, that was the same play that they actually had the very first turnover on, and you could see Albertini was kind of babying that pitch just to make sure he got it there.
That's right. They fumbled earlier on in the first quarter on that same play. He bobbled the pitch, and Hanover was able to recover. That time, hauled it in and gets a first down. Albertini, he's going to get the snap and hand it off right away up the middle, but the ball pops out again. Hanover defense is celebrating like they got it. Let's see what the officials signal.
Yeah, it is going to be Wildcat ball.
Hanover ball, a third turnover by the St. Paul Indians tonight, something they cannot afford, especially after a good offensive series driving down the field. And once again, the Indians getting to at least the 20-yard line, the red zone, and not being able to capitalize.
Colin Carlson was playing the fullback there, got the quick handoff, and unfortunately he just fumbled it.
So on the third turnover and the third takeaway for Hanover, they take over 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. Stahlbomber directly under center. He's going to turn around and hand it off to... Oh, he faked the handoff. Stahlbomber's gone. He tricked me out, ladies and gentlemen. He faked the handoff to his man, Carter Bruna. Finds some room around the outside corner. And Dakin Stahlbomber's gone for a 60-yard touchdown run.
And another one. Looks like we do have a flag on the play. We'll see if this is going to negate the touchdown. But if it stands, that's the third turnover, and that's going to be 3 turnovers with 3 plays for touchdowns. That's insane.
And it is going to come back. So that penalty will negate a 60-yard touchdown run by Dakin Stahlbomber. The Indians probably letting out a little bit of a breath right now.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge sigh of relief. I mean, three turnovers and you get 3 touchdowns in 1 play. I mean, that would have been backbreaking right there. But they got the holding call, and they're going to have quite a bit of a lucky play there. Hopefully, they can capitalize on that turnover. The penalty.
That's right. Block in the back on Hanover negates a 60-yard touchdown run by senior quarterback Dakin Stahlbomber. Now 1st and 10. Ball back at the 1st and 9. Ball on the 21-yard line of the Wildcats. Stahlbomber looking to air it out, and he does. He finds a receiver downfield, Schwartz, and it falls incomplete. Tegan Schwartz had nothing but open field in front of him as Stahlbomber could just get that ball to him, but he just couldn't quite do it.
Yeah, Kenny Haney was on the coverage for the Indians, and Schwartz had him beat for sure. And if Stahlbomber just pushed just a little bit more air into that thing, he's gone for another touchdown.
Again, another factor that might be because of this weather tonight. Even though it looks like he's throwing with the wind on that pass. So he should have had a little help with the wind there. But then again, it is cold, so that ball is a little bit harder.
It's so tough to judge with this wind, and yeah, it does look like he has a little bit of help, and that might have actually caused the ball to sail a little bit on him for him too.
2nd and 9, Stahlbomber in the shotgun. He's going to try it again to Schwartz, and Schwartz again through his hands. Schwartz was looking back. It looks like he was going to catch that one in the open field once again, and kind of alligator arms there.
Yeah, just a little bit of an awkward angle there for him, trying to catch that ball, and it just slipped through his hands. I mean, he had the opportunity to catch that ball, but St. Paul defense just isn't showing up there in the secondary.
Again, I think if Stahlbomber would have put a little bit more on it, he could have caught it over his shoulder instead of having to turn around and trying to make the catch. And that's what made it a little bit difficult for him there. Nonetheless, incomplete pass. 10 minutes, 34 seconds left. Wildcats lead 30-0. 3rd and 9. Ball on the Wildcats' 21-yard line. Stahlbomber in the shotgun. He's going to pitch it to Bruno to the near side. Bruno's going to try to stiff arm a tackler. Tackler just keeps him wrapped up around the legs and is able to bring Bruno down, but not until he gets a first down, brings it out to about midfield.
The Indians definitely knew that ball was going to Bruno, and I got to say, I think number 34 for the Wildcats, Pete Peters, got away with a little bit of a hold there, but nonetheless, another first down for Hanover.
And another strong run by Carter Bruna. Ball now technically at the 39-yard line for the Hanover Wildcats. Nonetheless, a 1st and 10. 10 minutes, 10 seconds to go. 30-0 Wildcats lead. Stahlbomber, he's going to go directly under center. Bruna directly behind him. He's going to turn around and hand it off to Bruna. Bruna's going up the middle, but it's whistled off by the officials.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a false start there on number 50 for Hanover, Gavin Praley.
Gavin Praley with the false start there for Hanover, and that's going to march them back. So Wildcats having a little trouble on this offensive series, but this is probably the first trip up they've had tonight.
I think so. Yeah, they've been rolling on offense for the most part, been able to do whatever they want, and outside of that holding, a couple penalties, it'd probably be 38-0 right now for Hanover.
That's right. Besides this offensive drive, Hanover's been nearly flawless with their offensive unit tonight, having no problem finding the end zone. But now, a couple good plays being negated by two penalties. Stahlbomber directly under center. Now it's 1st and 15. He fakes the handoff. He's going to pass it out to Peters. Peters hauls it in and refuses to go down until he gets about 10 yards on the play. So good catch there by Pete Peters.
Kenny Haney had him dead to rights, down right by the 40-yard line, and Pete Peters did not want to go down. He did not want to go down either.
That's right. It was a good game there by Pete Peters. He probably made contact with him at about the 40-yard or 35-yard line, and Pete Peters dragged him down to across midfield. So now that sets up Hanover 2nd and 6, or 2nd and 4. The 11-yard gain there by Pete Peters. 2nd and 4, ball on the 39. Stahlbomber, he's going to step back. He's going to do a little shuttle pass in front of him to Pete Peters. Peters once again finding some room on the far side behind the blocker. He's going to go ahead and get ahead of his blocker and put his shoulder down into an Indian and just plow him into the ground as he goes down too. That did save a touchdown, but after a big gain, Hanover 1st and 10, and they're looking to score again.
Keaton Kennedy with another touchdown-saving tackle, and you gotta give him some credit there. Pete Peters is a big guy himself, 205. Keaton Kennedy, Pete Peters has about 40 pounds on him, and he just lowers the shoulder, and thankfully Kennedy was low enough to take him down.
Yeah, Peters knew he had the size on him, and he was going to make him pay. That sets up a 1st and goal, actually, for Hanover. Ball now on the 9-yard line. Stahlbomber in the shotgun. He's looking to air it out. He's got all the time in the world in the pocket, and he can't find anybody, and he does. And looks like Pete Peters falls down and is able to haul it in just inside the goal line, and that's a touchdown. 9-yard touchdown catch to Pete Peters.
Yeah, the Indians looked like they were having some pretty good coverage there. The defensive line kind of stood up just trying to make sure that he didn't scramble out because Stahlbomber has been able to run himself with a little bit of a dual threat there, but finally finding Peters there in the end zone.
All right, 36-0. We have our first score of the second quarter, and that's from Pete Peters. Stahlbomber under center for the 2-point conversion. He's going to fake the handoff to Bruna, and then he's going to just pop it over the top to
number 21
Juneman. I couldn't see the number there. So Juneman with the 2-point conversion there.
Yeah, another good fake out there by Stahlbomber, and Now it's 38-0 for Hanover.
So we're in the second quarter now, 8 minutes, 14 seconds to go, 38-0, Wildcats lead. We're going to take a quick break and come back for your second quarter.
Nothing brings back old holiday memories or plays such a large role in creating new ones as a fresh and real Christmas tree. Ray's Apple Market will be getting a shipment of Fraser Fir premium trees on Monday, November 26th. Continue the tradition of having a real tree for the holidays. Fill your home with the fresh, pleasant fragrance and soft branches of Fraser Fir to decorate with your favorite ornaments, lights, and tinsel. There will only be a limited amount of trees, so stop by and select the perfect tree for Christmas from Ray's Apple Market.
Welcome back to Hanover, everyone. A great offensive series by the Indians of St. Paul was negated by their third turnover tonight. Hanover again on the positive end of that turnover, able to scoop it back up and get possession of the ball. And then what would have been the third time with one play following that turnover turned into 6 points was negated by a penalty. Nonetheless, Hanover having some troubles with some more penalties, but with a great touchdown pass or a great run first by Peters, and then a touchdown catch by Peters as well, and the 2-point conversion by Juneman. Hanover's up 38-0.
Pete Peters was the MVP on that last drive there.
Absolutely. Pete Peters having a great few plays there on that offensive series. Now Bruna kicking off for the Wildcats to the Indians. They're going to bring it out just beyond the 5-yard line. He's brought down after he gets past the 20-yard line. So a good 15, 18-yard return for the Indians.
Keaton Kennedy having a little bit of a rough night. He has 2 of the fumbles, unfortunately, for the Indians so far, but not too bad of a return there. Another short, well, that one was more of a line drive kick, but able to get a couple of yards there for St. Paul.
It seems like whenever St. Paul gets something going, something goes wrong for them tonight.
Yep.
And you cannot do that when you're playing a very successful team just like Hanover.
Yep.
1st and 10, Indians here to set to try to get some points on the board. Albertini, he's going to hand it off, or he's going to keep it and go to the middle, and he gets tackled. After the whistle goes, about 5 seconds later, a flag came in.
I'm thinking that's going to be possibly a face mask by number 16 there, Cade Cohorse.
Personal foul against Hanover, face mask.
Well, yep, you're right, face mask, and that's on Mr. Cade Cohorse. So free first down there and free yardage for the St. Paul Indians. They finally get a break that rolls their way tonight. We're 8 minutes, 3 seconds left here in the second quarter. St. Paul looking to get up on the board for the first time tonight. They're trailing 38-0.
Yeah, St. Paul needed this this penalty. They have been able to actually string along some good offensive runs and plays outside of their turnovers, but it's always going to help if you can get a few extra yards your way.
Absolutely. 1st and 10 now for the Indians, approaching midfield. Albertini's going to take the handoff. He's looking to pass. He rolls out of the pocket around the far side, and he's pressured by the Hanover defense and brought down just behind the original line of scrimmage. That Wildcat defense able to get a few yards of loss on the play. That's going to bring up a second and about 11.
Keaton Kennedy was out there it looked like he was going to try to run a post in, and he just got swallowed up in coverage. Albertini took, I think, a little too long trying to figure out what he wanted to do with the ball.
Albertini losing a yard on that play, making it a 2nd and 11. Ball now on their own 38-yard line, trying to get over midfield here. 7 minutes, 15 seconds. Hanover up 38-0. Albertini with the handoff up the middle. And there's nowhere to go, but he breaks away from some tacklers. That was Keaton Kennedy. He's had a rough night, but he's able to find some room there and get a couple positive yards for the Indians.
Yeah, he looked like he got swallowed up there by big old 88, Jonah Weber. He was dead to rights in the backfield, and he did a little spin move and got kicked forward for a couple yards, thankfully. And I mean, you're still left with 3rd and 8 against a tough defense, and you're looking for your first score. I mean, maybe that's something that you want to look at for a team and try to build off low positivity.
That's right. 3rd and 8. Indians trying to make something happen here tonight in Hanover. Albertini, he gets the shotgun snap. He's going to keep it and run it, try to get some room behind some blockers there. And he's brought down after a good 5-yard gain on the play.
Albertini is finding those little spots because, I mean, again, the defensive line that was locked up. He just finds the tiniest little crease and is able to sneak in. You're looking at 4th and 5 still, but, definitely a lot better than 4th and 8.
They were 4th and 7, way closer to their own end zone, and they went for it, so they're going to go for it right now. 4th and 5, ball on the 35-yard line of Hanover. Albertini in the shotgun. He's going to fake the handoff. He's looking to air it out. He gets flushed out of the pocket and swallowed up by the Wildcat defense. Nowhere to go for Albertini, and that's a turnover on down.
Yeah, Albertini was again looking for Kenny Haney, the senior wideout for the Indians, and nothing doing. The play just develops a little too slowly, and it's so hard. He's trying to run a little cut back over the middle of the field, Haney, and it's just so slippery. It's so tough to get anywhere out on this field, and Albertini pays the price.
Just under 6 minutes left here. We have another turnover on downs. Hanover once again getting the ball. 1st and 10, they're going to be on their own 30, looks like their 38-yard line is there trying to get over midfield. 1st and 10, Stahlbomber directly under center. He's going to hand it off to Bruna. Bruna, he's going to drag some would-be tacklers down with him after about a 6-7-yard gain on the play. Hanover still leading 38-0.
You're hoping to see some sort of defense. I mean, the last offensive possession, it looked like, the Indians were able to do something on defense and maybe take this Hanover team off of the offensive side of the ball and get some positive plays on the defense. And, you're hoping you can maybe get a few more this time. But unfortunately, it's not looking so good right now. We'll see if it can get turned around.
The Indian defense did a great job really holding off the Wildcat offense the last series, but on a few big plays, Hanover was able to find the end zone once again. That pass was intended for number 21, Colin Juneman, but good coverage there by the defense. Number 16, Kenny Haney, for St. Paul, was able to make contact with Juneman as he was trying to haul that in, and that falls incomplete.
Yeah, Juneman was looking to – I think he was trying to, wasn't quite focused on that catch. I don't know if you saw Haney in the peripherals and just kind of got a little scared. Or
footsteps, maybe.
Maybe it's either that or if Haney misses that tackle, Juneman's gone for a touchdown, so he might have been thinking about that too.
Yeah, absolutely. He tried to run before he caught it, is what you hear a lot. 5 minutes, 11 seconds, that incomplete pass stops the clock. It is 3rd and 2, ball on the 35-yard line. Stahlbomber in the shotgun. He's looking to pass. He's going to shuttle it in front of him, and it's a little screen pass up the middle here. And after a good about 6 yards on the play, he's brought down, and that's going to be a first down for Hanover.
Albertini looked like he was actually going to be able to had the opportunity to make a play, in front of that first down marker, but he just got a little overpowered there. And unfortunately, when you're 160 pounds, it's tough to make some of those defensive plays against the much bigger, offensive players from Hanover.
Absolutely. As we've talked all night tonight, Bruna, a strong runner, Cohorst strong, Stahlbomber strong. Very good athletes on this Wildcat team. 38-0, Stahlbomber directly under center. 1st and 10, he's going to fake the handoff. He's going to try to find some run. The St. Paul defense sniffs that out, and they say, not today, Dakin, and they stop him at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. That's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Albertini. We were just talking about how the smaller Albertini is going to have some trouble trying to take a guy down, and gets down low, tries to drive him into the ground, but a big stop there for the Indians.
We're really seeing some good improvement tonight from this Indian defense, this defensive unit. They're really stepping up, really trying to hold off this Wildcat offensive unit that is just so pristine and can find the end zone so easily. 2nd and 10, 4 minutes left, ball on St. Paul's 25-yard line. Stahlbomber, he's going to step up, in and out, and he's wide open, and he's caught, and he's gone. That's a touchdown. Kay Cohorst with the catch there for Hanover. That is a 25-yard touchdown catch to Kay Cohorst.
Keaton Kennedy just got absolutely faked out on that play. He thought that it was going to go to the out guy, number 12. I think that was Justin Nagel, and it just got a little faked out there, and unfortunately it's going to be a touchdown. The Indians are thinking it's very unfortunate. Hanover plenty happy that they're going to be up here 44-0 right now.
Coach Hoyer and Hanover Wildcats are thinking if they get a 2-point conversion here, 46-0, they're able to stave them off till half. This game's over at halftime. 44-0, here's the 2-point conversion. Stahlbomber, he's going to hand it off to none other than his workhorse, Carter Bruna. Bruna drags everybody with him into the end zone for a 2-point conversion, and Hanover is up 46-0 with just under 4 minutes left in the second quarter. You're listening to KCLY. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back.
Hey folks, Bill Rice from the Green Team. November's here and we've got some great deals to kick off the month. How about a 2018 Dodge Journey 7-passenger for only $18,638 with full warranty? Or how about this going into 4-wheel drive season? A brand new 2019 Ram 1500 4-wheel drive pickup. Right now you can get it for $33,685. So come see us at the Green Team, 802 at West Crawford, or see us online at greenteamcars.com.
From basic residential electrical services to large contract jobs, Hanover Electric is ready to take on your project. They also repair and service any plumbing, heating, and air conditioning problems you may have. Whether it's an emergency, daily service call, or new system installation, they are prepared to handle your needs. Your business and friendship is appreciated, and they look forward to being your source of electric, heating, AC, and plumbing solutions. Hanover Electric keeps everything running efficiently.
Welcome back, everyone. A game we thought would go the length tonight is looking like it could possibly be over at halftime as Hanover's up 46-0 on St. Paul Indians here in Hanover. 3 minutes, 56 seconds left in the second quarter. Eric Nelson's here with me tonight on KCLY as Hanover set to kick off.
The Indians have been putting together some good offensive possessions here, but just can't capitalize on it.
And it looks like the Wildcats have another high kick. And it looks like Carter Brun has been switching off with the kicking duties tonight with another Wildcat. That looks like Pete Peters. It looks like Pete Peters is the one that's really putting those high kicks in the air tonight. And Coach Hoyer must just be giving him a try at kicker.
Yeah.
See how he can do.
Peters has been kicking the ball basically straight up about 20 feet in the air, and the Indians just don't know exactly what to do with it. We just had two players there, number 18, Keaton Kennedy, and Colin Carlson, number 26, fighting over who's going to catch that ball.
And the Indians were able to bring that high kick from Peters back to their own 22-yard line. 3 minutes, 55 seconds to go. Indians need to find the end zone or this ball game's over at half, 46-0. Albertini in the shotgun. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to keep it himself, try to find some room. He does find a little bit of field in front of him, but he's brought down after a good 4-yard run.
Those little speed options that Albertini's been doing, I think that's really been their biggest success. This is the most successful play that they've been running all night. And if they really want to try to play in the second half, that's what they're going to have to run. And it's hard to continuously run that play over and over again. But they don't have too many options on the outside. This field is not really conducive for passing and really cutting on the field.
And really, every time they run that play, they got to guarantee 3-4 yards. And here it is again. Albertini with a fake handoff, and he gets around the outside. And it was 2nd and 5, and Albertini drove out of bounds after about a 6-7 yard gain, getting a first down for St. Paul and stopping the clock at 3 minutes and 7 seconds.
Another hard run by Albertini. Saw that he had some opportunity there on the far end of the field on the outside, and yeah, he was able to get that first down.
This could quite possibly be St. Paul's last offensive series of the season, so the Indians can't leave anything back now as they're trying to get on the scoreboard to extend this ball game. 3 minutes, 7 seconds to go. 1st and 10 for the Indians. Ball on their own 35-yard line. Albertini, he's in the shotgun. He's got a teammate directly to his right. He gets the snap. He's going to take the handoff and a design quarterback run again. Albertini trying to get all the action here for the Indians to get something going for the unit, but he's brought down in the backfield by Carter Brun after a 2-yard loss.
They were going to look to get inside as number 18 was in the backfield with him, Keaton Kennedy, and he was trying to get some good blocking inside, was stuffed on the line of scrimmage. Albertini tried to bounce it outside and just got swallowed up.
Here we go. It brings up 2nd and 12 after that loss of downs on the play. That's sack. Ball on the 33. Albertini in the shotgun. He's going to get the snap, design run, trying to find some room on the near side. And that Hanover defense just saying, no, you can't, Albertini. And Jonah Weber and Kate Cohorst and several other Wildcat defenders able to swallow up Albertini after maybe a yard loss on the play.
Jonah Weber for the Wildcats, big old number 88, 250-pound D lineman there, pushed around Keaton Kennedy. He's trying his hardest. But when you got a big old mean guy there on the edge, it's just tough to block.
6'4", 250, quite the athlete there in Jonah Weber. That brings up a long 3rd down, 3rd and 13, ball now at 31. Indians going the wrong direction. Albertini trying to keep his season alive. He's going to pass it to the outside. He finds a receiver. He gets back to about just at midfield, 5 yards past the original line of scrimmage. So getting back some field there for the Indians, making a manageable 4th and 5 to keep the series alive.
Chandler Bradshaw, number 60, was the wide out there, and he had to go up and get that ball. I think if he gets that ball right on the numbers, he probably would have had a first down.
Yeah, he had to jump up and get it a little bit. That slowed him down, and he got some great yards. And you're right, that could have been a first down, but now there's sitting here at 4th and 5. They've been at 4th down 2 other times tonight, and they weren't able to capitalize. It's been turnover on downs both times. Let's see if they can do this to keep this game going. 14 seconds left in the second quarter. Albertini gets the shotgun snap. He's getting a little shuttle pass to his teammate, number 16, and he's going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. That was Kenny Haney. Haney trying to get to that first down marker, and they're going to mark him way short, about a yard or two short, and that's another turnover on downs for Hanover.
Haney looked like he was going to be stopped right after he caught that ball, but he fought for some extra yardage, and unfortunately just couldn't get back to that first down marker and turn over and downs again.
A cold night here in Hanover, and it's looking like Coach Hoyer of the Hanover Wildcats and these Wildcats are going to be able to get out of this ball game at half. We have 1 minute, 4 seconds left in the ball game. I would expect Hanover to come out, maybe run a couple running plays just to keep this clock running as much as they can. And being 46-0, this game's over at half.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to see, Tegan Schwartz actually just carried the ball for Hanover, but you're going to see it up the middle here, and they're just going to run out the clock till halftime.
Stahlbaumer hanging it up to Schwartz for a good 5-yard gain. Keeps the clock ticking. 45 seconds left in the second quarter. That's going to bring up 2nd and 5.
If you're St. Paul, you got to get a big stop right here. Maybe I think the Indians still have one more timeout. If you're lucky, you get one big stop and then call a quick timeout.
St. Paul Indians here in Hanover tonight. They trail the Wildcats 46-0, 25 seconds left in the second quarter. Stahlbaumer trying to run out the clock. They're in victory formation, and he's going to take a knee. And ladies and gentlemen, it looks like that's going to do it as time runs out. 15, 14, 13. The players are starting to shake hands. 10 seconds left, and they're just going to let this clock run out. A cold night here in Hanover. Wildcats easily get a win over the St. Paul Indians, 46-0, 2-1. Your Hanover Wildcats will advance. But we're going to take a quick break here in Hanover, come back, do some recap, and give you a little bit of a post-game show here on KCLY.
Midwest Products is a leading provider of ready-mix concrete for commercial and residential projects. Their mixes are perfect for driveways, steps, sidewalks, patios, livestock slats, feed bunks, plus landscape rock to enhance aesthetic appeal. With state-approved plants in Hanover, Clay Center, Lynn, and Washington, their local teams are prepared to serve every aspect of your project. Customer service is and always will be the top priority at Midwest Products. Call 1-800-371-2252. Proud supporters of the Hanover Wildcats.
Bruna Implement, your local Case IH dealer, offers specialized repair services and maintenance on your machinery. See them for the best farm implements for the right job at the right price. Bruna Implement extends their support to the area student athletes in tournament action. They have enjoyed watching the teams play, improve, and grow as a team and as individuals. Congratulations to all the area high school teams for making it to the postseason playoffs. Bruna Implement is extremely proud of your success.
High fives, school spirit, team pride, and good sportsmanship. This is what everyone likes to see at sporting events. R.L. Juneman Construction is proud of the Hanover Wildcats and the positive way they represent their families, school, and community. Whether you have kids participating or not, take this fun opportunity to cheer on the Wildcats at their sporting events throughout the year and watch them have their best game. Go get them, Wildcats! From your fans at R.L. Juneman Construction.
Whether you're building a house or doing a do-it-yourself project, Andy's Hardware and Lumber is your full-service lumber yard and hardware store. They offer a broad range of general hardware needs, a good selection of lumber, paint, power tools, hand tools, plumbing, electrical products, nails, rails, windows, doors, and more. Andy's Hardware and Lumber at Hanover is a reliable source for all your building supplies at competitive prices. They're also big fans of the Hanover Wildcats.
Hello, everyone. You're listening to 100.9 FM KCLY. Bryce Nolan here with you in Hanover tonight, joined with Eric Nelson here, my color commentator, and our studio engineer, Bernie Fancella. We're done here tonight in Hanover. We had an early kickoff at 5 o'clock, St. Paul. The reason why they moved that kickoff up is because St. Paul is about a 4-hour drive here, so they wanted to allow this team some good commute time to get back at a decent hour tonight. But this team only can go ahead and head home after 2 quarters of play. Hanover Wildcats beating the St. Paul Indians 46-0, capitalizing on 3 turnovers tonight, I believe was the story.
Yep, absolutely. And to St. Paul's credit, I mean, they were able to move the ball on Hanover. This Hanover Wildcat defense has been pretty lauded outside of two contests, like you said earlier in the pregame show. Outside of two contests, you're only giving up 12 points in 5 or 6 games, and then that's pretty dang good. But St. Paul was able to move that ball, halfway through the first quarter and mostly through that second quarter. But like you said, 3 huge turnovers. That's definitely the nail in the coffin.
8 opponents, 12 points now. So 8 opponents, they're scoreless tonight, so that goes to 9. So they've played 9 teams that have only scored a total of 12 points to get total. So this Hanover offense is unstoppable, but the defense is as well. The defense is just incredibly strong. And you saw that here tonight. Really, there was just no time for Adam Albertini for St. Paul Indians to get anything done in the backfield. As soon as he got the snap, Pete Peters, Jonah Weber, Gavin Prawley, they were in the backfield for that Wildcat defense. And the St. Paul Indians, as soon as they would get an offensive series going, Hanover would make something go wrong. They would either get a turnover, they would get a penalty, or they'd get forced to a 4th down, and they couldn't capitalize. 3 times tonight, St. Paul went to 4th down and wasn't able to extend their series. That 3rd time being the last 4th down of the game, sending Hanover's offensive unit back out to finish things up. Let's go through your scores here really quick. In your first quarter, you had a 25-yard touchdown run by Carter Bruna, a 2-point conversion by Schwartz, a 25-yard touchdown catch by Colin Juneman. The 2-point conversion there was from Carter Bruna. And then to end a 16-yard touchdown run by senior quarterback Dakin Stahlbomber, a 26-yard touchdown catch by Pete Peters, topped off with a 2-point catch by Colin Juneman. And then in your second quarter, a 9-yard touchdown catch by Pete Peters, 2-point conversion was good by Colin Juneman, and then a 25-yard touchdown catch from Cade Cohorst, and a 2-point conversion by Carter Bruna. And that's all the story was in the second quarter. So a very uneventful second quarter, but the Wildcats got as many points as they needed.
Yeah, no, they pointed them out there, and they were able to basically do whatever they wanted in that first quarter, and the Indians just were kind of looking a little helpless there out on the field. When you got a big running back like Carter Bruna, we said before, 210, senior, he's experienced, he knows this offense, he knows what he's doing, and when you have a signal caller as well as Dakin Stahlbomber, you're definitely have a little bit of an advantage in that, but no, the Indians unfortunately just weren't able to do anything in that first quarter, and that's really kind of what set them back. That and as we said before, the 3 turnovers. I mean, Keaton Kennedy and Kenny Haney, both of those seniors, got to be a little bit disappointed in their play so far. Their play for the evening. Both of them having 2 pretty big turnovers, big fumbles there in the first quarter, and it's so hard to come back from anything when you give up 16 points to the other team.
That's right. It just seemed like the snowball was rolling Hanover's way, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger and couldn't be stopped. 46-0, Hanover Wildcats over the St. Paul Indians. We're going to take another break, and when we come back, we're going to wrap up with just a quick look at Waverly 9-1 at Axtell tonight 9-1. They're set to kick off at 7 o'clock. We'll take a quick preview look at that game, and then we'll send you out. You're listening to KCLY.
Whether it be a backyard barbecue, fancy 4-star restaurant, hamburgers at the family picnic, or steak served for Sunday dinner, if beef is on the menu, you're in for some good eating. Our local livestock producers are some of the best in the world. We'd like to thank them for the continued business. Citizens State Bank, Marysville, Waterville, and Hanover. Member FDIC.
We're just making a living, making things grow.
Call Sapp Brothers of Hanover for bulk delivery of gasoline, diesel fuel, propane, and oil. Wherever you live in north central Kansas, Sapp Brothers wants to be your reliable source of energy. Whether it's propane to heat your home or diesel fuel to power your farm equipment, they'll even deliver fuel to the field in your busiest season. From year to year and throughout every season, Sapp Brothers will keep you moving. Call them for a competitive fuel quote at 337-2446.
Jones Trash Service provides residential and commercial waste pickup in Washington County. Their service is affordable, dependable, and professional. Jones Trash Service also offers roll-off containers to support your special projects. Whether it's renovation, cleanup, roof replacement, or yard clearing, they'll deliver the containers to you when you need it and remove it when your job is complete. Contact them for quotes for home or business trash service if you're not already on their route. Jones Trash Service of Washington. Hanover Hospital Warren Clinic cares for each member of your family and are committed to providing long-term solutions to your health care. Their primary care physicians provide wellness, screening and diagnostic and treatment services. A comprehensive group of physicians and an array of specialty services can meet your family's health care needs from checkups, illness, injury, and maternity and pediatric services. Hanover Hospital Warren Clinic, helping patients obtain and maintain optimal health. Proud supporters of the Hanover Wildcat.
Back here in Hanover, Bryce Dolan, Eric Nelson here with you on KCLY with our studio engineer, Bernie Fancella. The Wildcats bested the Indians tonight, 46-0, getting out of here on this cold Friday night in just a short hour's worth of play, 2 quarters of play, as the Wildcats were able to point the Indians, like I said, 46-0. A look at a Twin Valley League rival that is set to kick off here in about 45 to 50 minutes, kicked off at 7 o'clock. 9-1 Waverly at 9-1 Axtell tonight. Axtell's record-setting passing game took somewhat of a backseat in last week's 80-30 romp past Rock Hills. Quinn Boosting still threw for 113 yards and 2 touchdowns, pushing his season totals to 2,090 yards and 46 touchdowns with only 2 interceptions. But in the win over Rock Hills, Boosting showed off his legs, rushing for 236 yards and 3 touchdowns, nearly matching his season rushing total going into the game. Now, Eagle receiver Hunter Cook has set the 8-man state record for touchdown receptions with 31 this season and has 1,133 receiving yards. Waverly rolled past Southern Coffee for the second time this season with last week's 62-14 playoff win. Jake Newton ran for 196 yards, 2 touchdowns. Drew Pyle topped 100 yards rushing and passing with 3 total touchdowns. Waverly's only loss came to Madison, while Axtell's only loss came from the Hanover Wildcats.
Yeah, and I think either team that comes in to play Hanover next week obviously is going to have their hands full. And Axtell obviously losing to them earlier in the season. You think that might be the better matchup. It might be the tougher matchup. For Hanover. It's always so tough to beat a team multiple times in a year.
Absolutely.
And I mean, we talked about the size of Hanover so much this evening already, but that's definitely in their favor, but it's just so tough to beat a team multiple times in a year.
That's a good point to make. Just last week, Hanover faced Frankfurt here in Hanover, and just before that game last week, they had played 2 weeks prior, and Hanover had pointed them just like they had tonight, 46 or 48-0 at half. Last week, Frankfurt took them all the way down, 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter, forced them to go all the way to the fourth quarter, and Hanover ended up winning 70-38. Nonetheless, that was 30 more points, 78-30. Those 30 more points Frankfurt scored than the last time these two teams met. And mind you, Hanover has only played one full four-quarter game this season. Axtell has only played one full four-quarter game this season. Both of those guys were playing each other when that four-quarter game happened. And Hanover was forced to come back in the fourth quarter and win that ball game. So this matchup between Axtell and Hanover, if Axtell could get past Waverly tonight, could be quite the matchup next week.
Yeah, it's definitely, obviously nothing's ever guaranteed. I mean, both teams are coming into that matchup tonight, Waverly and Axtell at 9-1, and you gotta respect your opponent. You gotta play every game. That game, you gotta be present. You gotta be focused. And you can't be looking forward to your potential opponents. I mean, you figured St. Paul might have put up a little bit of a bigger fight tonight than they did, unfortunately. But both Waverly and Axtell definitely looking forward to trying to play Hanover, and you got to make sure to play the game you're going to be doing tonight. That's the biggest thing. I mean, you have so many. Both teams have so many offensive weapons. I mean, when you have Koch, who has 62 receptions on the year, as you said, he had over 1,100 yards, a state record, 31 touchdowns. You got to respect that. Absolutely. You can't slouch on that.
And when you look at the over 1,100 receiving yards, that's an 80-yard field.
Yeah.
Not a 100-yard field. That's an 80-yard field. So that's a shortened playing field. And it'll be interesting to see what happens at Axtell tonight, Waverly at Axtell, to see if we see these two Twin Valley League rivals, Axtell and Hanover, meet up next week. And that was actually a worry tonight with the Wildcats of Hanover. They thought Hanover might just be looking past St. Paul, looking to Axtell next week, and Axtell might do the same with Waverly, looking at Hanover next week and look past Waverly. Wildcats not the case tonight, as they handedly beat St. Paul 46-0, able to take the victory formation in the last minute of the second quarter.
Yeah, and obviously St. Paul's going to be disappointed. Look back and be a little disappointed with their performance tonight. And as we said before, you're attributing it to 24 points off of 3 turnovers, and that's when you shoot yourself in the foot like that. It's so hard to overcome, especially when you have a team such as good as Hanover. The Wildcats were doing everything. That the whole playbook was open to them in that first quarter.
That's right.
And when you turn the ball over, it's going to be a tough night.
Absolutely. You take away those 24 points off of turnovers, it's 22-0 at half. That's a different ball game.
Yeah.
Well, Eric Nelson, my color commentator here tonight. Eric, I appreciate you making the trip, man.
Absolutely.
We only called 2 quarters of football, but happy to have you here on KCLY.
I'm happy to be on the air with you, and it was a good time.
He'll be here next week, ladies and gentlemen. I believe he's going to try to call the final 2 games here on KCLY as we continue to follow the Hanover Wildcats if they continue past Axtell next week, or Waverly, whoever they may play. So for our color commentator, Eric Nelson, our studio engineer, Bernie Fancella, I'm Bryce Dolan. You're listening to Hanover Football right here on KCLY 100.9 FM.